Well, once again, we're happy to, in this case, replant a tree on behalf of Beverly. What we do in the city is to plant peace trees throughout the city, and thus far we've planted more than 60 trees that are dedicated to peace. And all of them have an aphorism associated with them, the aphorism written by our spiritual teacher, Sri Chinmoy. And in addition to that, they're often dedicated to someone in the neighborhood. For example, this one is dedicated to Beverly, who is a special tree because Beverly is a dear friend of ours. But we've planted 60 trees so far. The idea being that we all need to be reminded. You know, we all have a role to play in creating a better world. And so these trees serve as a reminder to each and every one of us that we have a role to play to make the world a little bit better. And we need to remind each other. So it's nice. Plus the tree is a beautiful symbol. You know, it's rooted in the ground, but it's always reaching for the sky. So the tree is a perfect symbol for, you know, a spiritual symbol for what we're trying to do.
Move that real quick so it don't go in there.
This is around.
Hi, we're here at Exodus Institute, 816 North Laramie, Chicago, Illinois, and we've had a wonderful day today. We planted a peace tree. We were out there sweating in that sun, and the divine world blessed us and sent us a little rain down, and the mic is going off and on. I guess every time I move, it'll switch and do a little something different. So if I fade out, just remember it's just the microphone having a little problem, and it's not me. But I got a couple of lovely guests here. I happen to have Lily here, where 6 of these peace trees were planted in her garden in the back of the Westside Ministers Conference. And the gentleman that placed them there, Mr. Pradhan, could you put that camera over there on this gentleman right quick? Because he's from the World Peace Run. And they've been planting these peace trees all over Chicago, Indiana, and Michigan. They saw what was happening here on Chicago's west side with these peace trees, and on the south side of Chicago, how they brought peace in different areas and in different communities around our city, and different organizations have been begging for these trees to be placed in their neighborhood because we do need peace in our city. So we're going to start with Lily here to my right. She's going to describe what's happening with her peace trees down there and why she got the peace trees and what she's doing in the neighborhood and the community down there that she's in. Introduce yourself and your organization and so on.
Hi, my name is Lily Jones. I'm with Westside Community.
Testing.
Hello, my name is Lily Jones. I'm with Westside Community Services. And we're located at 325 South California, Chicago, Illinois, 60612. And we have 6 peace trees. Mr. Kadam and Mr. James, with the Peace Runner, donated the 6 trees to us for, let me get my notes, because I wasn't really prepared for this. Anyway, we were donated the 6 trees to try to bring together a peace garden for our youth and for the community also. So what we have been doing since my pastor, Reverend Henderson, died in December, we kind of stopped working on the Peace Garden, but now we're back in full swing. So we are building and creating a garden for peace, for meditation. It really will be an open platform for everyone, the community, the Peace Runner, Padam, who's most likely will have a couple of events there. And we're doing it for our youth to try to bring them together to socialize, to stop the violence, to learn how to grow, plant along with our seniors. And on Sunday, May 29th, the pastor and the president of the Westside Ministry was doing a baptism in our gym, which we have also recreational activities there for the youth. We he was baptizing he had 3 candidates for baptism. So he was going to do it in the gym room, but we requested him to do it outdoors because the weather did permit it. It was a nice sunny day. And he had 3 candidates. He baptized 3 candidates in our garden, our peace garden. So we decided that we will add baptism inside our church or conference. We also have 3 or 4 other churches, which we welcome them to come in or come out and do baptism, do outdoor events, have repasses, and also enjoy our garden and what is there for peace, meditation, prayer.
Now, let them know
communication.
let them know that neighborhood that you happen to be in.
Okay.
It is on the west side of Chicago.
It is on the west side of
And it's not
Chicago,
too
as
far
I
from
said.
the police station, but it's kind of heavy with crime and different
Yes.
things. That you got the trees in the back of the West Side Ministers
Yes.
Conference, so that if they want to come out and pray and meditate, that it's always open. Is that true?
That's true.
So-
It's always open to the community, to the neighbors, to anyone who would like to come and just meditate, pray, do gardening. And we need volunteers to keep our garden. We're growing fruits and mints and vegetables. We laid down a bed just recently to start our garden up. And we're located, as I said, at 325 South California, but the garden is located on Gladys, the 2800 block west on Gladys. That's Gladys in California, in Chicago, Illinois 60612.
Is that seniors doing the gardens, or is it
Well,
the
we
youth?
have a Spending Time with You is our youth program in the garden. Our senior program is Kids and a Coach, where the coaches are the seniors, are the young people, teaching young people how to garden. We also have a recycling program. But as I said, we're just now putting everything together as a group. We're getting into the garden to work out of the garden for the summer. After the summer, we will most likely be indoors, carrying on our recreational activities and basketball, cheer dancing, and things like that. So summer we're outside, winter we're indoors.
Okay, and we're gonna have Mr.
Pradhan say how you can get one of these trees planted in your community organizations or somewhere that you feel that it may be deserving, or you can come and join him in some of the events that he may be having. Pradhan, would you please take that mic?
Oh, I have to use a microphone.
And tell us how they can get one of these trees and how they can contact you and what the trees actually represent.
Well, thanks for having me, and also forgive my appearance, but we planted 2 peace trees this morning, and actually a third one just here for Beverly James, who happens to be
My
Mr.
wife.
James's wife, who we came to know and love dearly. So it's a little question, but kind of a big answer.
Yes, it is.
Why the trees? So if you'll indulge me, let me give a little bit of my personal background. I've had the very blessed opportunity to visit some 60 countries around the world. And what's really amazing about that is that you see that humanity comes in all different shapes and sizes and colors and forms. You can go to Samoa, where if you weigh in at 250, you're tiny, in Samoa. But if you go to Vietnam or you go to Sri Lanka, you're about 100 pounds and you're one of the big guys on the street. And I've come to learn that humanity is a very beautiful thing. Here in America and even around the world right now, we're struggling with the differences between people.
and we use those differences as a vehicle or what's the word, a reason for conflict. But in fact, for me, humanity is like a garden. And the garden is made more beautiful by more colors and more flowers and different shapes and sizes. So we all are, what I've seen around the world, and I often give meditation classes in these countries, is that everywhere I go, I ask people how many feel peace is important. And everywhere around the world, 100% of the time, people raise their hands. And it's very reassuring to me because it shows me that spiritual processing is absolutely alive. Even though sometimes from day to day we might look at the world and go, what the heck is going on? But I feel strongly, inwardly, that there's an urge for peace. And certainly we know it in Chicago. Sadly, when I travel, the Chicago violence makes world news. I read about it all over the world. And certainly we're sensitive to it. So the question is, how do we create a more peaceful world? And from my perspective, it all starts with my own inner attitude towards the world. So if I want the world to be more peaceful, I have to make myself more peaceful. Only then am I in a position to give it to the world. It's like I would want to give everybody $1,000, but unless I'm Oprah Winfrey, I can't do that. I can only talk about it. So if I want to feel more peace, be able to contribute peace to the world, then I have to make it my personal responsibility to create it as a wealth, as an inner wealth, and then I'm in a position to give it. And it's out of that sense that the peace run that you mentioned, Oneness World Peace Run, Sri Chinmoy Oneness World Peace Run, and locally here, our Peace Tree program is founded. And what the Peace Tree program is about is we happily plant trees, usually they're baby trees, along with a plaque that has a moment's inspiration written by Sri Chinmoy. And oftentimes these plaques are also dedicated to members of the community. They don't have to be, but they can be. And they serve as a reminder, because we all need to be reminded for what it is we're trying to accomplish in the world. It's tough out there, and I'm from the north side, but I have to say, as a north sider, I've come more in touch with the violence of the rest of Chicago than most north siders have. In fact, ironically, the very first peace tree we planted, we're planting the tree, and I hear fireworks go off next to me, not 50 feet from me. And Edward was there, Sadok was there, and I said, oh, fireworks, isn't that cool? And all of a sudden, everybody's flying on the ground, and they're hiding behind cars. They knew exactly what it was. I didn't. But 2 young men were shot in a drive-by shooting just 50 feet from me. And so it was somewhat ironic that here we are planting a tree for peace, and just 50 feet away, 2 young men were shot. Last year, particularly sad year, because we could have planted 10 trees dedicated to children who've lost their lives. And I was speaking with Lily, it's almost confounding. How can this be? How is it that we've lost the value of life like this? So the tree is a beautiful symbol for what we're trying to accomplish spiritually. Its roots are in the ground. As it grows, it reaches for the sky. When it has fruit and it has wealth, its wealth, the branches lower themselves to offer themselves to humanity. And even if it provides shade, and even if you cut the tree down, it says, it has the ability to say, here, sit on me. It leaves its stump to be sat. So the tree serves as a beautiful spiritual metaphor for what we all can try to be. It's something for us to learn from. So we've taken it upon ourselves to plant these trees to serve as reminders that we all have a role to play. And this year we'll be planting an additional 12 to 16 trees. We've already planted 60 such trees in the last 2 years. And you can find out about the Peace Tree Project by going to peace-trees.com. It's not Peace Trees, but peace-trees.com. And we're looking for sites, community gardens, schools, churches, even private yards. We put them in front yards. Some people want to have peace trees. We put them in front of businesses. If you're interested in a peace tree, by all means, please get in touch. And we'll be happy to try to provide you with such a tree.
Thank you. We also, oh, go ahead, please, give them a round of applause for those things, those trees that they brought. I thought that was so wonderful what you mentioned, because the trees also carry another significance, because there's a radius that each of these trees that are planted, they'll cover a radius. The tree in front of here in Exodus will go over to the spiritual significance will go over to Grand Avenue, over here on the north, over to possibly Washington or Madison to the south, up to Mayfield, where we have the other 2 trees planted, and back down to Costner. The radius of a tree covers a mile radius around, period. And if we can get these trees planted all in the city of the Chicago area, where people can go and pray and meditate and have peace and hope and do some wonderful things and carry on certain programs to sit back and bring some unity into our communities, this is a wonderful thing to sit back and have that being done. And I want to mention one other thing that's happening August the 12th. It's the Bud Billiken Parade for one, but we're also going to have all of the religions in Chicago. It's called the Parliament of Religions. And they're coming here, they're going to start coming here August the 13th with a big parade for each religion to meet up. And they're going to be here for like a week. But on the 12th of August, there's going to be a reception and a program to celebrate unity and diversity with the religions. Yeah, let me have that mic over there.
It's not on.
And I don't know. Okay, thank you. So this is going to be at Roosevelt University, 430 South Michigan Avenue, in the Ida B. Wells room. This is Saturday, August the 12th at 2 p.m. We're going to have a reception, and at 2:30 we're going to have a program. This is an invite for all religions to come out to get some unity and pray and come together for some peace and love and harmony within all of the religions in Chicago and the ones that are coming. And as we're talking, the divine world is sending down the rain and different things. We planted the tree and now it's being watered by the divine world as we're sitting here. You probably can hear it in the background. And it's running, and because it was very hot out here. It was so hot and terrible. Pradhan was about to pass out after planting those other trees when he came here today. He was in terrible shape. And if it hadn't have been for me helping get that tree in the ground, I don't know what we would have done. But we got Kevin over here who did a marvelous job. Put that camera over there on Kevin.
God is watching.
As long as there's no lightning and thunder, we're all right. But Kevin did a marvelous job down there, patting that dirt down in there and placing that tree up in there. We had Shine and Jamil. They took the old tree out and they sat back and they helped to place that tree back off up in there. And it's just been a marvelous day. It's not going to rain long. We don't have to sit back. But Mr. Altman, Jerome's going to stop this rain because it might start. Jerome, Jerome, would you please stop the rain so it don't flood the basement?
I don't know.
Okay.
Hopefully it don't go through the tree.
He's got great connects.
I'm thinking about a tree right now.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's why I said Jerome to stop it. And we're really,
We planted the tree and all that.
we're grateful for whatever it is. It's, oh,
That tree just,
see, we didn't place that tree in the
I
ground,
had to replant it.
and it's gonna make it.
I think it's got enough rain for this one.
We got a nice little storm coming. We've been through some great things,
Ain't did this in a while.
but we needed this in Chicago to help us out and to calm things down. I bet you there won't be no shootings or killings right now.
Not right now.
This is how the peace tree works too. So we want to thank you for Don and Lily for coming out today. Is there anything else you want to say?
No, I'm very happy and honored.
There's a lot of peace going on right now.
I'm really happy and honored to be here. Let's do it some more.
Okay, what about you, Ray?
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me. It's been a ball.
I hope the windows are up in everybody's car, and we got salad and fruit in the back. Oh, the tree will withstand anything. It's in the ground,
But it's
and
doing its job.
and so the rain is going to stop shortly. Have no fear, and we thank you all for coming out. George, back at you. Thank you.
Thank you.